Other deck here, Secret Pocket Oracle. I'm going to give the rest of my thoughts after I'm done pulling. This is just a quick overview of what the cards are showing. Thank you, Spirit. Nolan Wells. This card wanted to come out is Sage, clearing negative energy. I want to just leave it there. We have Shell. It speaks to peace, tranquility. Also speaks to kind of like being out there in the water. We have B. We have Arrow. Movement towards a certain goal. This is constitutes a bee, a working bee. Volcano. So we have the shell, which represents peace of mind, protection or withdrawal, okay? I feel like this is speaking to Nolan. Just chill, want to have a good time. And something was going on, like, but his emotions was pretty stable. He just wanted to zone out, have a peace of mind here. We have blood with this shell. And when this blood comes out, it talks about life, fatality, someone's heritage or ancestry. It also speaks to sacrifice. I'm picking up sacrifice. And also something about ancestry. Nolan was seeking peace and solitude, whatever was going on, but there also was a sense of needing to protect his peace. And someone had other plans here. You have this spider, which represents female energy, actually. The spider represents someone that's creating their life or their own way for themselves. This is a strong female energy, a powerful energy that's like, designing their life. What's a little concerning is having this spider here up under this volcano. As you can see, this is like things coming to a head. This is like a major disruption that occurred. A major disruption. Anger, something built up. We have a person involved here. Feminine energy with this card. Things coming to a head. So you already see the anger came out in this other deck that I had here, okay? This is the main thing. And you have this owl, which represents wisdom, knowledge, deep mystery, keen observation. Someone has knowledge of this explosive incident with this anger, okay? Someone was watching. Someone saw something. The heart represents peace, serenity. To me, this is saying whoever has knowledge or wisdom may not have the urgency to come forward because afraid of disruption, their peace. Someone saw something. This This comet, this represents disaster, catastrophe, okay? Destruction with this bee here. Worker bee represents hard work, productivity, taking good action on the project, communication with peers, social interactions. So we know that there was allegedly some outbreaks of fights amongst these teens out there. This is speaking to something disastrous happening amongst this social gathering. Now, we have this fish. It represents pregnancy, unconscious thoughts, good fortune, or suspicion. This fish looks a little creepy to me, but on top of this fish, you have a storm brewing. You have turbulent times, danger, troubled emotions. So on one end, you have this, suspicion, unconscious thoughts, and then you have turbulent times brewing on top of that. So it seemed like there was a lot of explosive emotions going on between Nolan and the group, okay? That's the cause of what has happened. You have this factory here and you have an antidote. Now, just looking at this just makes me think of a house or being in a city. But the meaning of this card is hard work, industriousness, bringing ideas into reality. So what sticks out is the bringing ideas to reality. So some type of thought or idea. I feel like this is speaking to Nolan wanting something or having an idea, or one of his friends or the people around him. And I think this idea was negative in nature, because look at all of these cards coming out that talks about anger and danger and destruction. Then we have this antidote. To me, this thing looks like some type of potion or a drink. An antidote is used to treat an illness. So this is talking about a remedy, a cure, balancing force against negativity. Also, a remedy to a toxic problem. Now, the illness card came out in another deck, this deck here. Someone had an idea or something they wanted to do that was toxic in nature. This is something to help remedy that. I don't know. I feel like he consumed something. Maybe he drank a little bit. Maybe, they wanted to have extra fun, or somebody put something extra. I'm getting that from these cards. I've got them from cards and other readings that I did not record it. So these other cards, that's the mystery. The lighthouse represents having strength to weather a bad situation. Something to help you navigate. Okay. So there's hope there. I feel like Nolan was aware of the danger he got himself into, and he tried to get out of it. He was hopeful to get out of this situation with this star coming out here. But that did not happen. Or this represents having clarity. I feel like hopefully what this is saying in this secret position, we're going to get clarity on the situation. I hope we do. It's good having this sun here, because the sun represents energy, mental clarity, okay? Spirit is coming through with the dove, saying that we're going to get clarity, and the clarity the family needs, the family deserves. This is representing peace, a time of harmony, blessings, prosperity, abundance. And that's what's important here, is what the family needs, closure. With this arrow, the arrow represents success, setting goals, falling in love, Also, it could represent sending a message. I do feel like there's something that they're going to find. It could be written, it can be a text, it could be something on social media, because I do remember seeing something questioning some messages on the phone being deleted. But with this coming out in the meaning, it kind of hits home here. Hopefully, we're going to get more information. This hand, one stepping in to help, giving or receiving help, using one's skills for a purpose. And I feel like the community, you know, family and friends of Nolan is stepping in to help the family get clarity. So I mentioned this card that came out. Again, this represents healing, protection, purification, which was definitely needed for Nolan, because you see it's a lot of negativity that was surrounding this whole situation. Okay? These teens have been friends, but it does not mean that sometimes friends don't fall out or may not make the best decisions, okay?